What is this? A deck for ants? Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today we're making ants with the Astonishing Ant-Man. This 2-mana 1/1 gets +1/+1 counters every time you draw cards. And if you really want to, you can pay 3 mana and tap him, remove some counters to make some ants. But you don't really need to do that when instead you can make one giant creature, make him super evasive, and reward yourself by drawing more cards. This deck is a mix of the green scales cards, things that make it so you get more +1/+1 counters or get rewarded for +1/+1 counters like hardened scales and hardened bonds, and blue cards that draw you more cards so you can just get more +1/+1 counters and protect your cards by giving him hexproof, untapping him, and doing what blue oftentimes does, which is countering spells. This deck is not running that many counter spells though, because I really wanted to focus on the card draw and the evasion. And there's even some cards that work specifically really well with Ant-Man, like Atomic Microsizer, which you equip him with, turn him into a 1/1, and then he becomes unblockable. You can also use the thematic PIM particles to do the same, or some of the auras and equipment to give him trample. Whether it's Shadow Spear or Rankle, this lets you force damage through and make your opponent contend with the fact that we have turned a tiny little guy into a giant creature. We're also playing a little bit of on-theme graveyard hate like the Ooze and some landfall cards because they really help you work with those +1/+1 counters. And if you're using the green side of stuff, well, you may as well bring in Nadu as well. Even though he doesn't technically draw you cards, he does help you get more card advantage, so you always have more answers. And if you're playing with blue, that means you have access to draw 3 cards like Jace, who brainstorms, and the card Brainstorm, which for 1 mana will get you 3 +1/+1 counters on your commander and a bit of card advantage and selection. This deck is doing what blue does and what green does kind of separately, but so very well. So let's take Ant-Man into the queue and show our opponents how you get ants. This video and my channel are sponsored by TCGplayer.com, the best place to pick up singles and sealed product. So if you're looking to build something like Astonishing Ant-Man and turn your card draw into +1/+1 counters, or maybe your +1/+1 counters into card draw, consider using the link in the description of the video. If you do, you'll be supporting my channel and you'll be picking up some sweet cards so you can brew Ant-Man in paper. Thank you again to TCGplayer.com for sponsoring this video. Dak Faden, the best and strongest criminal out there, or the greatest thief in the multiverse. I have great cards, but not the ability to really play them well. I could keep this and just hope that I get a blue source, but I think it's safer to mulligan. I have an exploration here. I got that force spike as well. I think that this is a nice start as we try to protect our cards from being stolen by their commander. That's right, Dak Faden. You turn things into artifacts and you take them. I also do have some good artifacts in this deck, especially some equipment. I will just actually sling out this force spike here because this will be growing about the same rate as my Ant-Man. There we go. Play both of those. Here's an Ant-Man. And now I am fresh out of fuel. We used our exploration for some big early draw. They torched the tower. I asked them to please not torch the tower. My commander is protected. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Hedge Maze. Ooh, Shadow Spear. It's too easily stolen! That pesky Dak. I'm going to use the Agnikella here. Drop Utter Insignificance to go for these card draw engines. Flame Slash. Okay, they kill my commander. That's fine. I could either play it again or I could go for Jace. Oh, or flash out a Wan Shi Tong. I feel like flashing out Wan Shi Tong might be the best move here. Jace gives me immediate card advantage, but I mean, They had open blue mana, and they're fetching. I'll play this X equals 2. They're using a mana leak. Oh god, I didn't play Jason to it. Ant-Man, Jace. Ant-Man, Jace. Jace is harder to get rid of, but Ant-Man's my commander, and I want to play my commander. It doesn't matter. Okay, well, I'm actually kind of happy I went for Ant-Man there, because Remand means I get to play this for 2 mana on a future turn. I also now have a Lair of the Hydra, so I might be able to attack their Planeswalker. It's wild that Dat can be your commander in Brawl, but it can, so people do it. They draw 2. They discard 2. Dropped a Brainstorm, a Mountain. They played a Fetch. Ant-Man. Get a blue source. Try to land Jace. And I will Brainstorm. Next turn, we can Ancestral Recall. What's the vibe here, Dak? Okay, Strict Serenade, Shore Up, Earthbender Ascension, and Emeritus. I was kind of hoping I would get a land so I could, like, hold up something. I don't think that Trample's going to matter that much in this game, so I'm going to put back this and Strict Serenade, though I think I'm just going to be drawing some of them anyway. Yeah, it's a matter of, like, this will shuffle. So I could do it before or after I recall, if I have enough mana. Yeah, were they thinking hard, or were they, like, I don't know, scratching their foot and they forgot they were holding priority? I mean, I don't know what they have in hand. For all I know, they have Liquimetal Torque, and they're gonna steal my commander. Oh, nope, they're gonna Snapcaster to what? Recast Flame Slash? Rip Ant-Man, I guess. Ant-Man will never be allowed to live. Good for him. I feel like I have the patience to go for my commander, like, one more time. Nah. Emeritus. Ancestral Recall. Play that blue source. We draw. I'll put back these 2. Looking good. Fetch at the ready. Dak is approaching his ult. All they'd need is a Proliferate or an extra turn spell. Fury. I guess that hits Jace. It's actually a bird. That's a lovely 2/2 you have there. I have a lot of ways to, like, give Trample, do Unblockable. And they know that with this sitting on the board, a fetch at the ready, I'm going to be dominant in play. Oh, stick fingers. I don't have much graveyard hate in this deck, but I do have some interaction, and if you can stop their combo by bouncing Arden, they don't get their Ulamog. So I'll look for that, fail to find it, and I'll keep this hand anyway. It feels like a decent enough hand, since we have our Hydroponics Architect, we have Astonishing Ant-Man, Jace, or a Boroid. We go wide, we get big. See if my stuff all gets discarded, killed, everything else, because typically these old stick figure decks are running a lot of removal. And sometimes a tiny bit of ramp. They don't need much ramp, though. Oh, hey, we just got raided. Welcome, raiders. Welcome to the deck that gives you ants. Ant-Man. It does a little bit of card draw. It does a little bit of scales, because scales give us +1/+1 counters. It's a Lord Scale Quant in the command zone. Also, you can use it to make ants, but you don't use them to make ants. That's like, this is superfluous text. If you put like a Trackhand Trainer and a Training Grounds in the deck, sure, I'd pay 1 mana for this. But I am not paying 3 mana for it. What are they thinking about? Thinking about killing my Ant-Man, maybe. They gotta fetch, and fetch they do. Double black mana, or double green mana. Collector's Vault lets them discard from their hand. Get the goods in hand. I'm going to play Scythe Cat Cub. I've already attacked once with this Architect, so I will use this Scalding Tarn. Crack it open and get my Island, which draws me a card. The card draw causes him to get the thing. Cool, he's a 7/7. I'm going to attack in, get the trigger, do this again, because I can use my Island to fetch another island. Oh, it's the Squidaceum. Very cool. I am threatening lethal next turn. The 3 mana board wipe, they wouldn't be able to cast very easily and survive since it would cost them 8 life. Taken down by a little bit of card draw. Spider-Man 2099, an O'Harris commander. And O'Harris is a stellar tempo commander, able to just take you down bit by bit, swinging in for a lot of damage if they want to by buffing up their commander since he has essentially triple strike. I'll lead with the Hardened Scales over Tome of Gadwick here, and I'm gonna hope that I can get Astonishing Ant-Man down and alive, but they probably have a lot of different burn spells. And those burn spells, well, this is a 1/1. Also bounce spells, also their commander. They can't play it right away though. So let's see if they have like an Abrade or anything along those lines. No, okay, look. Astonishing Ant-Man has lived through the turn. More than I could hope for. I will play Tome of Gadwick. I'll give him the stick. Gives him a little bit of protection as well. And I get a card draw card. Oh, Serum Visions. Hell yeah. I will bolt in Seagate or Sync. I'm gonna bolt in Sync for that. We draw and scry. Unable to Scream and Windswept Heath. I'm gonna drop both of those. I have the ability to make myself unblockable off of Microsizer. Alright, they're gonna put him in Witness Protection. That's alright, I'll just swing with a 6/5 a couple dozen times. I still get the other abilities. This is an equip of 2, right? Yeah. I love Bolton. This way I can hold up the Force Spike. Turn myself into an unblockable 7/5. Got a 3-turn clock there. They're like, what did you do to this thing? Put a bunch of text on it. Voltron Ant-Man. You took away some of his text. He doesn't get any bigger, but he was already pretty big. Packing that Prismatic Vista. Hello, Sinar. They're bringing out their commander, Spider-Man 2099. Booties! I will counter to booties. So he can't hit me 3 times this turn. I can swing in for 7, which isn't lethal. But maybe I could use some ooze and grow a bit swinging next turn. May Scornful Striker, going to punish all of the non-creature spells, because whenever either player casts a non-creature spell, and this is honestly very funny of her, they lose 2 life. May is one of those cards that can completely stop certain decks. If you're playing something like, oh, I don't know, a Storm deck, then she's just gonna sit there and say, you gotta kill me first or you're not getting anything done. Deep Cavern Bat, take a look at my hand. I could see them hitting Badger Mole Cub here, but Kodama's also a good pick. Yeah. I'll play Ant-Man. You're in mono black, but you don't want to have that many kill spells in your deck because they hurt with May. That's it. I'm sure you're playing them anyway. I need to try to make my Ant-Man big. I'll lose life. I love losing life. Gotta be one of my favorite hobbies. Ooh, Blood-Soaked Champ. Yeah, this looks like some proper mono black aggro over here. Get a counter. I'll lose 2 life. And I will make an Astonishing Ant-Man. And I'll swing in for 4, because blocking, I don't even think Ant-Man's gonna live until the next turn. I feel like there's probably some good symmetrical sacrificers. Or maybe some ninjas? Alright, so if you swing in with a first striker, you can ninjutsu after the damage has been done. And get regular strike damage in as well. Alright, they stole a Brainstorm or they got a land off their own deck. They can play one of them for life instead of mana. I guess you wouldn't pay life to play the land, but whatever. Mostly free Brainstorm. I'm sorry, wait, where did... Oh, right, it doesn't show me where she is. I was like, where the hell is she? Where's the girl? I don't need to make myself unblockable here. I'm gonna play Kodama. Get myself another blue source since I'm currently lacking. I'm gonna make Nashi unable to scream. Rat Baby does nothing now. I don't know if their commander's in their hand. They could have technically put it on their deck or in their deck with the Brainstorm. Yeah, I like it when Nashi can't scream. Can't scream for your mama now. Oh, Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. Speed Brute Stalker. Oh, it's him. Torak. Sure. I discard 2 cards at random. Damn, I was gonna have so much fun with the Terra Symbiosis and the Profs and the Ants and the Mans. Okay, Ant-Man grows. I will lose 2 life. And I'll probably lose a few more. So I'm going to use Kodama. Just making... Let's see. 2, 4, 5, 6... Make yourself small and unblockable. And I have the Utter Insignificance. If they have a good swing there. 2 more lands. And this is 2 life to cast, but can set something into a 1/1 if I need to. I take 5. Ooh, an obliterator. Obliterator. I'll lose 2 life here. I hardly know her. Alright, we draw a card. Get a that. Alright, they have... Dang, they have enough to get through there. I'm making ants. Oh, half the non-god creatures I own. I can make ant, then sacrifice. Or I can lose Kodama. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go for making the ants after. It means that the bat can get through and set me to 1. That's where the risk is there. But I only make the ants if I need to, because there's a chance that I can get lethal and deal 13. Okay, well, not if I top deck another land, bro. Like, it would have had to be a creature. But I got a lot of creatures that draw me cards. Not that I found them here. Good game, May. You make my cards hurt. Grist, the Hunger Tide. This is a hand that says Astonishing Ant-Man is going to die because Grist is removal in the command zone. But that's okay, because we have Nadu and Bill and a lot of good cards, actually. I'll save this Prismatic Vista for Bill. I'm just gonna play the Mox Amber now. If they get rid of it, they get rid of it. But there are going to be playing little creatures, sacrificing them, and replaying things from their graveyard, because the plus on Grist makes a bug and mill, and eventually, maybe you can -5, though typically you don't need to. Ooh, Dauthi Voidwalker. Anything that goes to my graveyard gets stolen. Because they could play Grist here, I might just want to go for Fairy Mastermind. It means not taking advantage of the Mox Amber this turn, but I can do that next turn. And who knows, maybe they'll play card draw, and then I'll steal the card draw. A Jungle Hollow! Ooh, that is a tapped land. Got that fixin' for the Grist. Bringing out the fairy. It might just die. If it does, they could steal it, and then they'd get extra card draws. They get my Prismatic Vista. Oh, wait. Dark Ritual into Opposition Agent? Never mind. They are stealing! I'll go for Ant-Man and a Shadow Spear. Never mind on the Shadow Spear. And they've stolen my forest. So scary. Yeah. Sometimes you Dark Ritual out an opposition agent, and it can win you the game. I've done it a lot of times. Probably because I run opposition agent in pretty much every black deck. You guys know what I like to do. It's do crime. I do crime. Ooh, a Nether Goyf. Perfect to sacrifice to kill eeny, meeny, miny Ant-Man. I think you kill Mastermind over Ant-Man because Mastermind has flying and it would just hit you. I can kill Grist. They'd be able to play it on one more land, though. I'm in that weird spot of, well, I didn't get that third land. And I can't sit around and let this grow, but that doesn't work very well against Grist. They let Grist die. Use a Shadow Spear. They saw it when they had searched my hand. Mo mana for Mo Grist. Very virtuous. They have killed my commander. Oh, Rancor doesn't come back because of Douthy Voidwalker. Dang. I guess we could go for Bill? I say questioningly, like, I guess? I don't have another land. Grist returns, and she's bugging me. I don't have another fetch, or I'd definitely trade into that. Look, a fetch! I will play Mikey. Offer you a trade. You certainly wouldn't be opposed, would you? Just a little? Okay. Gee, I wish I could be fetching. If only. If only. They have 4 more types? 1, 2, 3 types. Maybe they'll mill a 4th type. Grist it up. Nope, another instant. You could use your Douthy Voidwalker for something. Or not. Oh, yo, what's good, Mo Man? Giving Mikey a stick. Swinging at Grist yet again. Opposition agent's just like giggling over there. At least now I can gain a little life back. They mill. That's a sorcery. They could now escape Nether Goyf. Or just play Virtue of Persistence, except that's the only creature in a graveyard. I don't have a graveyard. They swing for 6. And if I kill Grist, they could actually reanimate with the Virtue. Yavimaya, huh? That's very helpful here. I'm gonna buff up Mikey. I'm gonna play Nadu, and now I don't need to crack this to use it for mana. I will use the mutagen on... I guess I could keep going for Mikey. and see what I hit on Nadu here. It could be a land. It is not. It's Ambassador of Avendo. That's fine. And I'll swing with both of you at their face. There's that Nethergoyf. They sacrifice Grist to sacrifice a bug to kill Nadu. Nope, Mikey. Nadu triggers, and I get legally it's not a land. Quest for the Necropolis. More reanimation for them. Here comes Grist. Grist, plus or minus. They could also crack that Douthy Voidwalker if they want to steal, like, Mikey. Listen, you'd be stealing from my graveyard, but there's nothing in my graveyard. With the Virtue, by the way, I would just be cracking that Voidwalker to keep bringing it back. What do you hit this time? Nadu, come on, actually a land. It was not. Some little chump blocking tokens. I'll go for it. Yeah, I don't think I kill Grist. Just go for face. Here's the Goyf again. Every turn, a fresh Goyf. They mill Farseek. Land has fallen. That's just more reanimation they got there. And they're just passing through, no attacks. Douthy Voidwalker at instant speed would be able to play Fairy Mastermind. So I guess if I go for card draw, that's what they want. So I've got this 3 steps ahead. That's pretty fun. Ambassador of Avendo. Somewhere in my deck, there is a card, and it will get a new ability. Yeah, these lands are a little messy here. A little messy. You're wide. I'm wide. Yeah, so now they figured out, oh yeah, I can loop the Douthy. So you grab that Fairy Mastermind, you play it. It's back! He's walking here. What card would I even copy here? Emerald Collector or Ambassador, I think. At least they don't have a haste enabler. No, no boots. They mill the land. They have a Bitter Blossom, so that'll spit out more fairies. And the Fairy Mastermind, it's getting into damage. I draw an ooze. Ooh. You're a 3/4. Could be approximately that big. This has that funky ability to get a little bigger. I'll go in, since I gave it trample. I'll get to draw. That will allow the Fairy Mastermind to draw. How it is. Hoping to get a land. How am I still not getting a land? I feel like next turn is Flunge Clock. Hello, yes, this is Ants. I have 2, 4, 6. The Shadow Spirit giving the trample. Yeah, it's one of the best trample enablers. And remember, like, my Rancor is gone. Who do you kill? It's kind of like Opposition Agent has done a ton for them. There's been some heavy lifting done this game. Hello, Mr. Voidwalker. Care to steal? None of those are instant speed, so if you're not attacking with the Douthie Voidwalker, you should use it now. All the better for me. They could also bring it back immediately. They have the quest for Necropolis as well. Nadu! Hey, Nadu! If I just get an untapped mana source, like... We're gonna get nifty with the Rifty. I draw. It is a tapped mana source. All right, what do I got then? I can give you and you trample. Let me just protect myself for a turn on one ring while I wait to rift them. That sounds right. And we have the ooze. So I can hit whatever virtue targets. There's no targets. There are no targets. They protect themselves. And I will choose to ooze. This is a nice back and forth, though, with this here Grist. Like to see both players using their decks to their fullest. You gonna use that Voidwalker? Voidwalker down! Where are you? There it is. I guess they could hit it with the Ghost Vacuum in response. Just rift him? I didn't have the mana last turn! I had 6 mana, now I have 7. But now, I'm gonna get my Nadu. I'm gonna get all this stuff back. I draw. I rift. Now, Opposition Agent can come back down at instant speed. But half this stuff is going to my hand. I go to combat. I'm swinging in. And you know what? I am milling myself. Because I think I deserve to get to have the cards in my deck do what my deck does. Whew. Hey, Opposition Agent. What do you got? You can prevent 5 damage. But I am still killing you. GG. Kentorius, History Chaser. Gonna be chasing those spirits from the graveyard. I've got some really nice turn 1 cards. Tameo, Hydroponics Expert. Leaning right into some card draw here. Oh my goodness, but that just changes everything. I'm sure they will have removal in their deck. Because you gotta protect Kentorius while you set up your graveyard removal. And you remove your own graveyard, not your opponent's. Kentorius is such a good card, but Tenacious Pup, good as well. Helps me give the Astonishing Ant-Man more text. And more text is more better in this case. I will play Astonishing Ant-Man. Gonna come in with an extra counter, but more importantly, Trample and Vigilance. Means I can swing in with this and still use the ability. Really hoping it doesn't die. If it does, it does. Magus of the Moon! I only have green mana now. Great. I will play this fetch land. And I guess I could either play Kodama, or I could hold up nothing. Sure, I'll play Kodama. I don't really want to swing in here, even though it might be a trade with Suvril or Magus. Okay, There's 2 of them now? Okay, great. I'll play the Dreamroot Cascade. And I guess I could attack with Kodama. I don't need the trample from it. And you don't need your Magus, because you have a Blood Moon. Yes, if Ant-Man hits, I fetch an island, but I'm not willing to trade it into either of these. Especially not with the Blood Moon here. If I was showing blue mana, then it would be a little different. Alright, and now I'm a 5/5. I feel a lot more comfortable going in here. This person is a moon lover. Do you think they're playing Winter Moon as well? Probably not, based on their lands. Also, I just noticed they cut themselves off from white mana with this. Alright, taking out Suvril. I'm gonna get myself a basic blueberry and pass the turn. If they use removal on Ant-Man, I'll turn his counters into ants. Dog, you did this to yourself! I didn't do any of this! Raph and Mikey, troublemakers. I don't have a way to stop him from attacking here. Even though I would say this hand is pretty great. I've got ways to ramp myself. I've got my Ant-Man Brainstorm to make him big. Mikey is a scales piece. I can make an Ant-Man that is as big or bigger than Raph and Mikey. But I don't think it's what I want to keep, so I'm going to keep this instead. Or hardest problem here, I don't have a regular green source. I've just got this Cavern of Souls. A good name, Citizen. Oh, there we go. A green source. Lucky me. Turn 1 ramp to face their turn 1 ramp. I will risk a little extra damage to myself here for a Delighted Halfling. And my plan here is to go with Astonishing Ant-Man with a Tenacious Pup buff. The Tenacious Pup buff is really, really good on him. Defense Grid, that would have stopped my counterspells if I did have them. But I don't have them right now. Hoping they don't end up with some fire magic here, because I've got an Ant-Man. Man of Ants. Arcane Signet, they're ramping. Variable Solutions, just to ramp. They may be able to play Raph and Mikey next turn. Going to play Oro. I'm just gonna keep going for more damage here. My rankered up Ant-Man. Yeah, we have a lot of different ways to give this trample. It already has trample from the pup, though. This gives trample as well. I would have gone Herd Heirloom into this, but you can only use this mana for creatures. Hoping next turn I can henge. Okay, Heritage Reclamation. Not using that to delete Rancor, because it would just go back into my hand. Oh, okay. Rancor is funky because I just get it back. A Pit of Offerings. Oh. They must have drawn that off Heritage Reclamation, or I don't think they would have done that. 2, 4, 6 mana. One more land gets them their commander. Let me surveil. This is not what I crave. I can use Herd Heirloom to draw to look for another piece. I'm gonna go Rancor. Great Henge. Use that Henge mana for an heirloom. Clicky clacky. Ticky tacky. Down to 9. Draw a card. It's Library of Alexandria. Alright, great. And since this has Vigilance, I could also go wide and make some ants. Yeah, I don't know if this is Raph and Mikey with one creature, Raph and Mikey with a bunch of creatures. Alright, well, here's Raph and Mikey. Swings in for 7. I'm currently at 27 life. Balefire Dragon. Okay, so they're able to deal enough damage to kill all my creatures here. So I think I block. Balefire Dragon is whenever it deals combat damage to a player, deals that much to each creature I control. So I think I just trade. Trade with Raph and Mikey. Everything's gonna die. It doesn't make sense for me to, like, make ants. Rancor goes away, Rancor comes back, but at least they have these artifacts. See what I draw. Okay, Kodama's is actually helpful here. I'm going to use this to cast you. I'm putting Rancor on Kodama because my plan is to Tamio's Safekeeping. Oh, I forgot about this. Fine, my plan is to trade with the Balefire Dragon. I was going to try to keep it alive, but this works too. Boom. I forgot about that defense grid. I forgot about hitting a griddy. But this works out just fine. Is this dragon a mythic rare? I believe so. Yeah, Balefire Dragon's a classy card. Okay, well, Ant-Man gets roasted. They get some lands out of the graveyard. Human! Antmon! Jace lets me get a bunch of counters and Brainstorm. I'm just gonna go for Mikey. Draws me a card, but it gets me a Scales effect here, which is big. Ooh, Mustborn Hydra. There. Now, I'm the same size as Raph and Mikey again. Look, Mikey, it's you. We got Raph and Mikey and Mikey. They have 8 mana right now. Wait, no, 9 mana. They have enough to play Raph and Mikey. They're just like, I'm gonna hard cast this Atali. Go for it, it's a good card. From me, they got Bristly Bill, and from them, they got Lightning Bolt. So I guess you could bolt the Mikey, bristle the Bill, or what are they, one short of playing their commander? Okay, they were one short. They had 8 mana, not 9. Let's see if I can get to lethal. I think bouncing Atali with Jace. Playing the Rancor. Those all work. And they can't really do stuff on my turn because, you know, magic, baby. Give him the stick. Swing on in. You can prevent 2 damage. But 2 is not enough. We trample over Bristly Bill. And we take the win. Tony Stark, an artifacts commander that helps you get more artifacts and then cheat them into play with his backside. That's right, once he puts the Iron Man suit on, he's able to bring out any artifact from their hand for free and equip it for free if it happens to be an equipment. I guess I'll play Bossing Say. What's up, Tony? What's up, Tonifer? I could play Ant-Man here. See if they just kill it. I'm gonna go with Ambassador of Avendo instead, though. Silly little landfall card. It is one of those cards that it's not guaranteed I will get the card that I give this special landfall ability to, but if I do, it puts me so far ahead that it's kind of silly. I'm gonna play Mox Amber, put full control mode on Uro. While Uro is in play, tap this for green. Take it off full control mode, bring in this Otawara. And here's an Ant-Man. Yeah, I drew a bunch of cards without Ant-Man out, but I don't need that. Because now I have 5 mana to their 2. But they have a discount of 1 on all their artifact spells. You think it's impolite that I'm commenting on a man's backside? Listen, he's very public about it. A Semblance Anvil. Oh, probably like getting rid of an artifact so they can play their artifacts for dirt cheap. 3-fold Thunder Hulk. Okay. So that was a 1 mana Hedron Archive into a no mana Solar Transformer. They can play Tony's butt next turn. They can also turn the Semblance Anvil like into a Hedron Archive if they want to. I guess I just chill on my counterspell then. Or do I get greedy? Yeah, I think I'll get greedy. I'll get rid of the Semblance Anvil. Have to discard 1. I'll discard Earthbender Ascension. And I'll swing in with both of you. Because their hand is empty, it's a matter of, do I think the last card in their hand, since they'd have to use everything in order to, like, get him out here, do I think that it's crazy good? We'll find out. It could be crazy good. Or it could be nothing. It could be a portal to Phyrexia. It could be a Mind Stone. It was Camille! Ooh, Camille's fun. They get extra card advantage, and also, my counterspells don't work so good. Oh, you got Genji Glove! Oh, Mazel Tov. That lets him do like 20 damage. Let's see. How much damage can I do, though? Onyx, this, that. I'm just taking a little peek-see-poo here. Brawl's Expertise. That is unfortunately a mass bounce spell. That is very bad for me. Especially what with the I can't counter it. Dang, alright, girl. Go to 1. So with Genji Glove, if they equip it, They'll have 20 damage off their commander. They surveil. It's not lethal, though. Like, as far as I can see, they need to use that Hedron Archive to draw something else. So I guess you crack your Hedron Archive. Or, if you want to be fun, you could, like, turn your Solar Transformer into a Hedron Archive and crack that, too. But is this equip 3? Yeah, equip 3. So I need 3 mana for that, and then they wouldn't have enough mana to draw off Hedron Archive. Oh, are you gonna cheat this back into your hand so it equips for free? Wait, that's actually kind of cute, but it still doesn't kill me. If you say, let's say bounce this, and my commander, since it doesn't have it enter the battlefield, it re-enters as a 1/1, and attack with everything. Okay. What's up, Iron Man? I wonder if you could have made 2 Genji gloves. Does that do anything? No, only if your commander has vigilance. Yeah, I'm not dead. 1, very notably not 0. Top deck a lightning bolt? They did not top deck a lightning bolt. GG, Tony. Elspeth, Storm Slayer. Doubles up your tokens, can kill things, make them fly, make them bigger. This hand's okay. I go turn 2, Astonishing Ant-Man into a Brain Surge, make him big, which is kind of fun and splashy. It makes for a big single creature, but I don't think it's good enough. So I'm going to throw it back and... Okay, we got some scales stuff. We got some card draw stuff. The cat's meandering on in. Scraps, would you like to be in my video? Would you like to play with Ant-Man? She likes to eat ants. She just gave me such a, yeah, I like eating ants. You wanna come up? Yeah, I know you do. Come on up, honey. She's just going meow at me. Come on. Turn around. Turn around, Buffett. You keep meowing. What do you want to come up here and get treats? Kibbles from a jar? Pets on your head? You're being such a brat today. Come on up. Thank you, Scraps. One Ant-Man. Is Scraps playing the game? She is! She loves to play Magic. Oh, it's one of those decks. It's Elspeth Heir Apparent. These decks typically are, well, a lot of the same stuff. Prophetic Memory draws me a card. I'll play that card. And I'll swing in. Yeah, Heir Apparent is pretty common with Elspeth. Somebody has their play white dailies. Yeah. They swing for 2. I don't have that much mass removal in my deck because I'm a blue-green deck. Shouldn't surprise you very much. Ooh. I'm just going for maximum Ant-Man, looking for, like, Rancor. Yep. That's great. Also great, except for the part where I don't have blue mana up here. That's fine. I'll just put the tome on. Next turn, I'll have it. They'll chump block with a token. But look at how big my Ant-Man is. You guys love how big my Ant-Man is. Yeah, Nado's in this deck because it works really well with a lot of the abilities and spells we have, because we're targeting Ant-Man and everything else with things that put counters, equipment, everything else. Well, it's getting hairy on this board. Swing for 4. Alright, let's see. Can I get to lethal? They have so many little dudes here. Well, 2 mana for 2 mana. Scraps, please hush. You are such a little Bradicus Catechus. Draw a card, scry 2, pet this cat on her noggin. Oh, I should have gone for the Terra Symbiosis. That would have actually been one more very fun piece there. Because you get to double it up with the profs. That's alright. We still get there. Or get pretty damn far. They're forced to block. That keeps them alive. Does it keep me alive, though? Let's see. They can buff up the Heir Apparents if they land Elspeth next turn, and I'd be taking 8 damage. Oh, 8's not lethal. That's fine. Or wait, is it 11 damage? I don't think it kills me. Malcolm blocks one of them because they fly. Block. I take 11. But I do not die. And we unleash the power of the Ant-Man. Eshki Timar's Roar. This is the Power Matters Eshki. And power really does matter because there are cards that cost as little as 2 mana and have 6 power these days because, yeah, who knows what they're doing over in play design? They're making Eshki good is what they're doing. I will play this Hardened Bonds since I'd love to set up for a little bit of card advantage off my commander. Yeah, Eshki is it's playing big stompy things. It's just kind of awesome though. I am absolutely a Eshki stan. I'm a Timmy player. Can you tell? You can really tell that I am a Timmy player because if you look at my Ant-Man build and you're like, wow, there's sure a lot of creatures in this deck and not just like generic Simic good stuff. Yeah. I know. I know what I like. I like stompy critters. Some people, by the way, they hate that I play my decks like creature-based when they don't need to be. You can play this deck and cut almost all of the Scales cards. I wouldn't recommend cutting Hardened Bonds if you have creatures, though, and Hardened Scales itself is pretty nice for Ant-Man. But you can just play this as, I have a 2-mana commander, so I'm going to run a ton of counter spells. It's a threat that grows over time. And that's so boring. Why would you ever do that when instead you could play creatures, fun ones, good ones. I'm gonna get a counter on Bristly Bill. That triggers her Hardened Bonds. Yeah, I'm absolutely a Timmy. Ooh, Mossborn Hydra. Can I out-Timmy the Timmy? And a Scythecat Cub. Oh, we can get big this turn. Mossborn Hydra, I'm gonna need you to wait a minute. I want to get nasty. Big ants. Propsiditic Memory. Spread the love. Swing in with a 7/7 and a 5/5. Propsidic Memory, I think, might be one of the top cards for Ant-Man. I will definitely recommend it. You want to draw all your cards pre-combat anyway. Looking at you, Enduring Curiosity. Drawing cards in combat. So that's a 3-mana 6/6. So they dealt 3 damage to my face. They drew a card. She got a counter. What is a Timmy? A Timmy is a Magic player who likes big, stompy creatures. You see something like Galta, and you just start sweating like... Galta, huh? Yeah, I could go for a Galta. I could go for a Galta right now, in fact. I could go for making a gigantic Scythecat Cub, because I don't have one of my things that would make Astonishing Ant-Man unblockable. Alright, double that baddie up. Swing in. They're forced to do at least a little blocking. Ooh, do I feel like saving Bill? I don't think I need to. I will kill the Fanatic of Ronus over Eshki. And then I'll play this annoying thing.
Oh no! I'm late for class!
Mm-hmm. Yep. This looks good. Looking fine, looking fine, looking fine. They have 3 cards in graveyard, so they cannot escape Uro, but they could Eternalize the Fanatic of Ronus. I don't think it would save them, though. So they're playing this as a enchantment. But it still counts. You're still casting a creature. It just comes in with Impending. And they did not find a way through my cats, my moles, my ants, and my moon folk. It's really just pests all around on my side of the battlefield. Baron Helmut Zemo, a mono black commander that connives on cast and then casts things for free from their graveyard. They want to get as many black pips as they can into the grave because that's how they cheat him out. You gotta exile him on attack. Yeah, like it's him boasting about his plans. He's repeating history. This is one of the coolest cards, I think, from the Marvel set. Yeah, he's not just like an Ant-Man. He doesn't just make ants. No! He claims his evil plans and dooms you to them. Unlike Doctor Doom, who doesn't doom you to anything except for, I don't know, card draw and robots. Technically wait to fetch with the Brainstorm, but in this deck, the Brainstorm is a buff for Ant-Man. Ooh, a Scalding Tarn. I will keep that on top. And I'll play Ant-Man. He might just die. Fatal Push, Cut Down, you name it. Let's cut down this time. You'll come back later, okay, sweetie? Rulclaw's Heist, I get to draw. Shame I don't have my commander out. And they get to steal a card from my hand. Now, if I were them, I think I'm taking Ice Till Explorer. I care about putting things in my graveyard. They disagree. They are taking Unable to Scream because they're like, I hate the idea of your commander, and I wish to rid you of him. Alright. Well, in that case, let's see if I can hit the card off Ambassador of Avendo. Mistake of a card, by the way. This card is very silly. To me, Ambassador of Avendo is a card that should be like... It should give maybe Library of Alexandria text to cards in your library. Absolutely not whenever you tap a card for, even for mana, it getting the ability. That's so silly. I'll put back Mikey and Profs. Do that Ice Till thing. That Nice Till thing. Millin and buffin. Millin and buffin. Oh, whoops. I saw it, like, right after I clicked. Oh, that just means I'll find it next turn. It is a ridiculous ability to put on a card. Whenever you tap it for mana, you draw. Not once, forever. This is a 2-drop, and we have fetch lands in this format. Very silly. Anyway, would you like to Unable to Scream the Ice Till? Perhaps the Ambassador? Alright, they're gonna exile him. And let's see how much they have in the graveyard. They have Arden, Cruel Claws, this. Not that much. Swinging for 5. I'll take it! How's about a memory? Mox Amber. Jace. Could wait until post-combat for this, but I'll just do it now. I'll boop you back in the hand. Get my counter, get the thing off the Hardened Bonds. Oh, Pupper! Hello, Goggy. Propsidic Memory plus Jace brainstorming every turn with the Astonishing Ant-Man is going to give me a ton of counters. Here's the Zemo. Unable to Scream? Sure, still a 1/3. You want to swing in? It's good for him. No? Okay. Tenacious Pup. To put the boon onto Ant-Man. He now gets Trample, Vigilance, bunch of stuff. Ah, Disciple of Freyalise. I would like to draw. Okay, okay. The Seagate next turn could be real fun. Ants are getting manned, and mans are getting anted. Got a Fatal Push or something? Just thin in your deck? That's cool, that's cool. Make it look like I might have a thing. I don't. But they don't know that. I'm going to put 4 +1/+1 counters onto the Ambassador of Vivendo, and I'll swing in. You want to mill? Of course you do. Let's see what they mill. Giving them a chance at maybe getting to Zemo up. Nah, it's a snuff out. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Is that 15? Look at them, they got there. But is it enough? Yeah, Zemo is a very fun card. And if we wanted to avoid this at all costs, we just bounce him again. That's so boring. I don't want to bounce. I want to use my stuff. Zemo comes in. They get to cast 3 of these spells for free. Now, the Crocodile shrinks things. This is a triggered ability. They wouldn't get it right away. This is removal. We'll see. They gotta select, like, every card, though, except for 1 or 2. They're boasting. I feel like... Exile the Ant-Man. Have the most perfect crocodile of all time. Arden is also here. I love Stabadile. This thing got printed into paper, sort of. It's so cute. It makes me happy knowing it's in paper now. Ow, my stab wounds. Boing. Get rid of that token. Emeritus. Ancestral Recall. A land. a bigger Emeritus. See what we get here. Ouroboros, hello. We have our utter insignificance. Boop. Make Zemo small. If they'd like to kill Jace, they can. Cool. I'll block here and here. Arcane Signet, sure. Ow. Okay, they're leaving. I'm gonna Ouroboros, draw a bunch of cards, stack some counters on Ouroboros, and get big and nasty with it. T'Challa, the Black Panther. I have no blue mana in this hand, and they're going to be ramping up into some big, scary artifacts. I guess I can make this work. I have both colors, I have a little bit of protection, and I have Ant-Man. But beyond that, no, this hand is lacking. It needs to get to 3. And since they had turn 1 ramp, assuming they play a white source on turn 2, they're gonna get out T'Challa so fast. He makes Vibranium, these indestructible power stones. And whenever you cast a big artifact, he gets bigger too. And since he makes more and more Vibranium on enter and attack, you ramp so darn quickly. Okay, I could go for protection, or I could set up a funky engine. I think I'm gonna go for this funky engine here, Terra Symbiosis. But first, I want to see if I can threaten a little bit of magic. Any card draw would make my commander bigger. Okay, they know not to go for it. So Terra Symbiosis is a little greedy, but it turns my card draw into more card draw if I have Ant-Man out, since, well, you'd put a +1/+1 counter and you'd get more. If I draw a land at the start, since you get to do this once a turn, it doesn't have to be the first time each turn you get a counter. If I get a land, I would like to play Jace. I'd like to get 3, and then turn the 3 counters into 3 cards drawn from the Brainstorm effect. Yeah, dude, this is a crazy ramp, Commander. A Selesnya Signet? I'm not that worried about a Selesnya Signet. And Vision! Okay, Vision's a little scarier. He can get double strike, draws cards, or indestructible until end of turn. Yeah, I had to read that one. I could also just use this to draw right here, since they gave themselves a big threat, and maybe I want to go for a void. I could draw a lot of cards otherwise. I'm gonna go for Ouroboros. Since this is also a great, just continuous piece. It's the threat that keeps on giving. Next turn we have Wistfulness, which should be able to exile Vision. Or whatever else they play. I'm just kind of hoping, because since they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, maybe 8 mana, I'm just hoping they don't drop anything too scary. They will. They're going to drop something very scary. It's a T'Challa deck. This guy's great, though. I think that of this set, T'Challa is one of my favorites. Thor is one of my favorites. The mono red Thor. Okay, there's 2 mono red Thors. The one that I published a deck list of. Hulk can be real fun. Oh, there's some more ramp. They drew an extra card. Yeah, there's been some pretty good cards here. All right, so White Auracite. Do you just take out Ouroboros here? Ooh, double strike. That's a lot of damage. You can completely reset Ant-Man. Okay, so they're going for Ouroboros. They still have 2 mana up, technically. And they're swinging for 12? Sheesh. Okay. A little spooky there. I will decline. I don't have a evasion card in hand here, So I don't think that put it all on Ant-Man is the right strategy. Instead, I am going to play Wistfulness. I've paid 2 green. I have paid 2 blue. I could hit the white Aura Sight. I could hit Vision. I hit the Aura Sight. I get to draw 2. Discard 1. Sorry, pup. I would like to draw a card. It's like it's still drawing 1 off Ouroboros later because it got reset. I'll swing for 10. Plenty of things they could cast next turn that would kill me. But if I need to, like, I can jump off with Wistfulness. Or I could die, because they are going to give T'Challa flying. He is a flying kitty cat. Meow wow. Good game, T'Challa. Aang, Swift Savior. Aang airbends things, which means they'll easily be able to reset the +1/+1 counters on my cards. They're also able to hold up mana for kill spells and counter spells because everything they play will be fast and flashy. I'll go ahead and play a turn 1 Hardened Scales. Make it so my +1/+1 counters are more +1/+1 counters. Also, this Aang card, sometimes it's like a Flash Flyers deck, sometimes it's a bit more just tempo. We try to bring out this Mox Amber. And I will play a Man of Ants. The other 2 cards in my hand, by the way, it's just like the landfall stuff. This is a generically good card, and this card is nice because we have so many other landfall pieces. Oh, I missed playing blue mana there. Amy, you goober. You're paying so much attention. I've been streaming for like 7 hours, so you can very clearly tell how in tune my brain is right now. Fateful Absence. Wait, hey! Why didn't I get priority to tap the Mox Amber? Game! I could have drawn with the clue. See, sometimes it's me messing up, sometimes it's the game messing up. Hello, more ants. They can airbend it on the stack. And they do. Decline moving it to the command zone. It only costs 2 mana to cast from exile. There's no Draenith Magistrate in this format. Thankfully, there's no Draenith Magistrate in the format. Ant-Man! Sure. Disputed. If they're running Mystical Dispute, then they are 200% just the tempo flash version of the deck. Essence Flux to airbend Nadu. They go in again. Oh yeah, let's try to lead with Nadu, sure. Nadu, Winged Wisdom. It has resolved. How about a Mole Man? Is that resolving too? The Holy Moly? Alright. No, let me tap the Mox Amber! I wanted to tap it for blue. I don't have auto pass on. And I tried to press full control in time to, like, get it, but the game just goes through the animations. Alright, well, I can still play it this turn. They pass this. Yes, I will search. How about an ice till explorer? How about an ice? A little bit more ramp for the nice lady. Wouldn't you like to? Confluence. Okay. Decline. No. I'll swing in with Tamio. And I'll just flip her with the clues. She goes Kerflippy. All plus.
Stories to share. Use your words.
And I will play that as a land. Yeah, this strategy of, like, just having, like, card draw and then removal is very good in Brawl. You can build this commander the same way. It's just super boring.
Respect the library.
We's going to the library. Yeah, controlling the 99 with a win con in the zone works very well. That's what Spider-Man 2099 is. I said, ooh, girl.
Can you see the sun is shining on me? It makes me feel so free, so alive. It makes me wanna survive. And the sky makes me feel so high. The bad times pass me by, 'cause today is gonna be a brighter day.
Bro. Aang is grounded. Yup. That's kind of cute. Sure. All right. You want to do it again? Sure, man. Twitch, clip that. Yeah, I hope I have a good stream too. Oh no. You poked Tim Tam. Do you have a tail's end? Stifle? None of that? Alright, Prophsidic Memory. Now I have some counter spells. Not that I can see my hand very well. Come on. Oh my god. Eh. Alright, great. 39 on you. I'll swing in. I can't see. I don't know what's happening. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars. Ant-Man is one of those decks that people requested me to build, and I spent like 3 days playing this deck and just really messing with it to try to get it where I wanted it to be. And now I have it where I want it to be. I think this deck is really good. Some of these cards are cards that I figured out by watching other people play Ant-Man, like Tenacious Pup. I wouldn't have thought of Tenacious Pup. I forget about this card outside of like green, white scales decks. And some cards that I just kind of needed to test and see for myself to see if they belonged in the deck, like Ambassador of Avendo and some of the other landfall cards. It turns out, yes, they do belong in the deck. And I think that this deck is in a pretty good place. So if you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. I feel like Ant-Man, though, like, it's a lore scale quat with an extra piece of text. In the video, how many times did I remove counters and make ants? The answer, 0. It's just too expensive. If you want to do more about going wide, put a Craterhoof Behemoth in the deck, you're going to want more ways to give Ant-Man vigilance, or pseudo-vigilance, like something Captain America's shield, and you're going to want to discount that ability. I would recommend in Brawl, Track Hand Trainer, and in Paper, just Training Grounds. Something that makes that ability cost 1 makes it so much more palatable, because I will say, at 3 mana, you pretty much never want to do that. Like, this deck does not have standstills because the commander dies so easily. He dies to a Fatal Push. He dies to everything except for like a Lightning Bolt after you've drawn cards, but he dies to the Lightning Bolt on the turn he comes down. So it's really hard to keep him alive and maintain him as a blocker, since you really want to play aggressively with him. I think, though, that Astonishing Ant-Man's pretty fun. So, yeah, I will give it this is a cool scales deck, and it does card draw things. If you want to make this probably a little bit more streamlined, you can cut things like Bristly Bill, Scythe Cat Cub, and Michelangelo, these 3-mana creatures, and replace them with counter spells. Do I think that will probably work well? Also, Kellen. Yeah, I think it'll work well, but I also think it's super boring. Get Nadu out of there, too. Kodama. Like, these are cards that are on the green side of things, and I think they're fun, but if you don't think they're fun, cut them from the deck and add counterspells, because counterspells are good. And if you have a counterspell that draws you a card, then it's sort of on theme with the commander. Sort of. Also, I should mention, this video is probably coming out on the day that The Hobbit launches in Arena. So, it's time to let me know what hobbits you want to see me brew. Okay, well, there's only really like 2 hobbits in the set. It's like Bilbo and his mom. But let me know if there are any dwarves you want to see, or bears, or birds. You can kind of guess which cards I'm planning on building. It's Bjorn. Bjorn, Lord of Eagles. We're going to have a lot of fun with the Hobbit cards, and we're going to get to talk about Tolkien stuff. So if you like talking Tolkien, be sure to stop by the channel, twitch.tv/Amazonian, so you can drop those sweet Lord of the Rings and or The Hobbit facts. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.